It looks like I'll be getting a case of beer for answering this first question from James. He's wondering how to uninstall AVG that's acting up because it won't uninstall the normal way. Well, James, the way you do it is go to this website, avg.com/download-tools. And there is an uninstall utility there that works really well that will get rid of the AVG. Then you can reinstall it and you'll be back up and running. You can send me the case of beer through my website at helpmerick.com. Thanks, James. Barbara has lost her disk defragmenter, is wondering how to get it back up and running. Go to My Computer, right-click My Computer, and go to Properties. After you click Properties, you'll click the Tools tab, and you'll have access to the disk defragmenter that way. Yes, Bev, we do the show on the third Wednesday of every month from noon to 1 Mountain Time, and you can get the podcast on the website just by going to Podcasts, and the podcast is up there all month long. Thanks for listening, and anyone can listen at the KFM website, which is also listed on my website at helpmerick.com. Robert, first of all, I'm not a big fan of the Computer Associates security product anyway. CA is a pretty darn heavy program for even the fastest computers. It's going to slow things down, but if you want to continue to use it, don't go to msconfig to try to get that folder to stop from starting. Go to Start, Programs, and then under the Startup on the Programs list, see if you can see the CA security folder listed there, and if you right-click and delete that, that's just going to delete the shortcut to that folder and then hopefully make your boot up a little bit less irritating. Yes, Bill, in your case it sounds like it might be a hardware problem. You might need to go in there and make sure everything's connected properly. There's just two cables connected to your CD, a multicolored power cable and a wide kind of a gray, what's called an IDE cable. If they're both plugged in tight and you're still not working, the best thing to do is pull that CD out and put a new one in. You can get a brand new CD player for between $30 and $50, even a DVD burner for that much money. So don't mess with it too much. Replace it if it's not working. Hello, Al. There seems to be no consistent solution for the problem that you're having with the hard drive hanging up your boot up process. The best thing I can try to tell you to do, if you haven't already done it, is go to your manufacturer's website, see if there's a BIOS update for your computer. The BIOS is what looks at all your hardware when it first turns on and kind of does an inventory, and maybe an updated BIOS will help you out. Second thing is don't plug in external drives into a hub. Try to put them directly into your computer. If you don't have enough space on your computer, add some more USB drives. A third thing would be in the BIOS, sometimes toggling either on or off. It changes for different computers. There's an option in most BIOSes that says disable USB legacy support, and if you toggle that either on or off, try that as well. But those are the main things you can try. It doesn't work for everyone. Seems to be kind of an issue sometimes with the enclosures that the hard drives are actually in, because there's little software. If you buy a commercial enclosure, commercial external hard drive, in fact I got one here, what's inside here is some controller software that to the computer looks almost like another computer. So in some cases the hardware that's the software that's enclosed in those hard drives will cause the hang up as well. So a few ideas, not sure which one will work, if any of them will work, but good luck. Barb, I don't completely understand your question. I don't know if you have two different email addresses that you're trying to pull into Windows Mail, or you're trying to pull in your internet provider's email into Yahoo. I'm not quite sure what you're doing there. I would say if you're using the Yahoo, though, I would just use the Yahoo web-based service and don't try to bring Yahoo's mail into Windows Mail. The Yahoo's email service works quite well, and it certainly gives you more consistency as you move across computers, or if you have a laptop and a desktop, or if you travel and use someone else's computer, you'll always have consistent email if you use the web-based interface. You are very welcome, Keith. I'm glad that the site helped you out. Keep coming back for more solutions at helpmerick.com, and make sure, now that you're on the triple play high-speed internet with your local service there, that you do keep all of your protection up and running so you don't have this kind of problem happen again. Thanks a lot, and you're very welcome. Hello, Cheryl. Sounds like you got your new Mac. Good luck. I think you're going to enjoy it. What I think you're doing in trying to set up your mail with Bresnan is you're trying to have it automatically set it up, and that won't happen. You're going to need to go into the Mac Mail program and tell it you're manually setting up a POP type email service. Then you can enter in all the information that Bresnan wants you to do, and they can walk you through it over the phone too if you want to go through them. Or you can do what I recommend and completely scrap the Bresnan email and do Gmail instead, just right through your browser. And you can set up Gmail to suck in your Bresnan email as you transition. If you have questions about any of that, or if you have problems, you know how to reach me. Thanks for the extra information, Marilyn. You should not be getting any flickering with a LCD monitor. If you are, there is a problem with the monitor itself. Make sure all of your connections are tight. That's number one. Sometimes if your power cable is not in there nice and tight into the back of the LCD panel, that could cause some problems. You might also want to plug the LCD panel into its own outlet. If you're running it off a strip with a lot of other devices plugged into the power strip, sometimes that won't give enough power to your LCD monitor. Just a couple things to try. If none of those work, if it is tight and it seems to have enough power by putting it in its own place and it's still flickering, unfortunately it sounds like you might have a bad monitor. Chuck, I think you're trying to use the print to a file option, which is a old option we used to use in DOS, and it still will work and you can actually print those files, but it's not easy. What I would recommend doing instead, if you want to just save things to possibly print later, is get yourself a PDF printer. And a PDF printer creates an Adobe Acrobat document or PDF document out of whatever you're trying to print. Then you can save it, or you can print it later on very easily. You can go to my website and just search for PDF, and you'll find a couple of different ones. One that I like to recommend is called Qt PDF, C-U-T-E, Qt PDF. Free, works extremely well. Charles, I think I would either take them to the landfill and get them recycled at the hazardous waste site, or you can try taking them to places like Goodwill or the Salvation Army or institutions like that. Guillermo, there is a way to get rid of all the programs that are starting on your computer that you don't want to start. Guillermo, go to my website, helpmerick.com, and search for msconfig. That will give you some ideas on how to stop things from starting up automatically that you don't want to start. Also, you can go into the add and remove programs of your computer and remove any of the programs that came with that gateway that you no longer need or want to use. Last out of the box this week is from Jack, and Jack writes about a .mso extension. What I'd recommend you do, Jack, is write back to the person that gave you that particular file and ask them what program did they use to create it. The .mso is a very rarely used extension, and there's not many programs that create it. You can go to this website, filext.com, and type in MSO, and it'll give you the list of the programs that create that particular kind of file. But more than likely, you're going to have to write to that person, find out what they use to create it, and have them either save it in a more practical format or give you some more information on how to open it. So thanks everyone for writing this week. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Rick Answers His Email.